Hello everybody, my name is Lehat Mukut. Today we're going to be talking about anger. Lately we've been talking a lot about feelings, right? And we all know that there are so many feelings in this world that each individual will experience in a different way, right? Some of you guys may be a very grumpy person, may not be the very most active person, or some of you guys could be very lively, very carefree, and so not always will everybody be the same as to each other. And when there's words such as angry, sad, happy, thrilling, exciting, or interested, or bored, there are all different forms of them. Like anger, there could be different forms of anger. Happiness, there could be different forms of happiness. But today we're going to be talking about anger. So first, what is anger? Anger is a feeling that is triggered inside yourself when something happens that's going to annoy you, that's going to bother you, or that's going to affect you in a negative way. And so anger is one of the most dangerous feelings to yourself. Because why? First, is that it is a feeling that's easy to take over. A lot of people experience what is called as anger issues. Anger issues is a very big problem that happens a lot, especially with people that had a bad childhood, especially childhood with post-trauma related to violence. And so anger has always been occurring. Why? Because of how uh, easily could it take over. If you first if it's your first time feeling anger, you would feel weird, right? You usually don't feel it that way. Anger is not just when you feeling annoyed or irritated. It is when you feel like you want to punch something, you want to hurt somebody, you want to say hurtful things, you want to make others people feel how angry you are. And so it can result in a lot of bad consequences. Anger could easily happen from you letting out bad words to your friend. It could be you accidentally swearing. It could be you accidentally hurt your friend's feeling. Or anger issues, if not controlled and gets too extreme, it could get into violence. And that is the reason why so many adults, so many teens that are not able to control their angers would use violence to release their anger. And so what does that mean is that, okay, for example, when you were going outside, when you were just having a walk with your friend, and then you see somebody that suddenly started to catcall you and your friend, you feel angry, right? If you're somebody that's very violent, very strong, very sporty, it's very likely for you to take violence into action, because that's when your anger gets too high. So that is why it could result in so many bad problems, not just physically, mentally, and both related to your health problems, etc. And when it is taking over you and you don't know how to control it, it's going to result into anger issues. And what's the most important way to manage anger? First is to be able to control your anger. You do not want your anger to control you. You want to control your anger, right? How do we do that? Is first we need to be able to understand that, oh, okay, my anger is at this level. What should I do? There's a very effective way for me to control my anger, which is I will grade my anger from level 1 to 10. And sometimes it gets way more than a number of 10. Well, for example, I'm facing some problems. I'm currently eating my lunch when suddenly somebody runs over and grab my lunch. Okay. In my mind, anger level 5, anger level 5. Really bad. And so it could be prepared beforehand, right? If you ever say to yourself, anger level 1, anger level 2, then you would want to say to yourself, okay, maybe I shouldn't talk with them anymore. Maybe I should just ignore it. Maybe I should just laugh it aside. But if it's anger 5 or level 6 or 5 or 6, then you want to stay out of the situation. You'd want to not go along with them anymore, because you know that the more that you go along with them, the more your anger would rise, right? And lastly is that when your anger reach into a very highest level on 8 or 10, then you would want to totally get out of the situation. You want to think of something positive and you would want to completely forget that. And so when you're able to sort out your anger and you're able to sort out how to deal and to take into actions with those anger, then it's better for you to be able to, okay, understand, what will I possibly do in this situation? And secondly is be able to express it. You do not need to express it right at the moment, but you should never put it in your mind. You should never keep it just in your mind. Like if you feel anger to somebody, like for example, your best friend, they recently have been getting a little bit too comfortable and they've been joking on your insecurities. So you would want to not do it right away because you do not want your anger to take over you. You'd want to select a time where you're more calm, where your friend is more attentive, and that is when you could let out your frustration. You could say, this what you're doing, what you're saying is hurting me. What you're doing, what you're saying is making me feel bad. I don't really like you to do that, but I still love you so much and really want to be your friend. So please do not say that anymore. That is the correct way for you to deal with these angers. You do not take it out right away, and you do not take it out to the wrong person, but you calm down, you wait for your fire to stop, and then you take into action. And that is how you manage anger. Thank you for listening and goodbye.